Previously on The Great Ace Attorney.
Oh, but of course, perhaps. A rather clumsy little bailiff dropped it on his way to the Crown Court.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Rupert Crowgray. I tell you, I'm very careful, alright? I treat it like my own newborn crumpet. The only thing broken here is your face.
What do you mean my face? I just slugs him in the face. Oh God, my beautifully proportioned face!
And now back to grunting at people.
Hello!
This is NicoB, back with some more The Great Ace Attorney. When we last left off, we really started digging into Rupert here, only to find ourselves hitting a dead end, and now it seems like all fucking hope is lost. That's right, the game actually ends right here, guys. I'm putting this post in this episode for no fucking reason. There's actually nothing that happens after this, just credits. It's about 3 hours of credits. That's it. Game over, bitch. Dead. But of course I kid. No, it's, this case has been really great, and honestly, it continues. I'll just say right now, I won't not spoil anything. It continues to be great all the way to the end. So if you're worried that it's gonna shit the bed at the last minute, don't, all right? It's freaking great. There's one little part I do get a little miffed about, but I will say that which probably will happen this episode. If you wait till the next episode, because I think I'm gonna have to split this into 2 parts, it does get explained and I feel better about it, so. But yeah, believe it or not, I still have about 3 hours left of recording, and I don't think it's probably gonna be cut down enough to do for a single episode. So I think I'm actually gonna have to split this next bit into 2 parts. So this is the penultimate episode, and then the finale being next time. But anyway, last episode, In the Mind of Kibara said, you know what is the best part of this walkthrough? Nico becoming excited to play Ace Attorney again. Kind of feels nostalgic, honestly. Just goes to show how good Gyakuten and Saiban really is. That is, that is honestly a great point, you know, like, when I first played the Ace Attorney games, I was really excited to play them, but I think as time went on, as I played more and more of them, that sort of began to disappear, and I think that really started to show mostly around Dual Destinies for me. Like, that was when my energy for it really started to dissipate, because it felt like they had squandered such amazing potential that was in Apollo Justice. You know, and I'm not saying it, like everything between them was just garbage or something. I mean, I think between then I also played Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which was fucking amazing. And Spirit of Justice was also, honestly, it was definitely a very good game. But it's been a while since I've been, like, this excited about an Ace Attorney game and felt this good about it. I'm gonna say my thoughts to the very end of this series. I do give my full thoughts on everything, but I will say that this has just been a very enjoyable Let's Play for me, and I'm so glad that Scarlet Study went out of their way to translate this game, so. But in the mind of Kibara, thank you so much for your thoughtful comment, and it is for that reason you are comment of the day. But alright guys, so Naruhodō has found himself in a bit of a pickle. What is he gonna do next? Well, I'm gonna leave it to freaking past Nico to figure that shit out. Take it away, man. But we've come so far. I don't think I'm going to be able to turn this round.
Naruhodō, it's me, Asogi's ghost.
Oh, good heavens. A man who can't trust his fellows is a sad sight indeed.
What? Oh my God! Could it be, guys?
Wouldn't you agree, my dear attorney?
Is that motherfucking Sherlock Holmes disguised as Larry Guard? With a mustache? You would be. The bailiff who delivered the test results earlier, no? What happened to British Commander?
I'm here too, Haji. I'm just letting this plot-relevant character do his thing, yeah?
You know, sometimes I find myself thinking, Master Naruhodō, science does not decide what is scientific truth. The true decider is mankind. Hey, wait a demon second. No way. It's time. Nobody noticed that my hair was actually blonde the whole time. Mr. Holmes!
What? Oh my God! Order! Order! Order!
What are you doing here, great detective? I heard you were unconscious in the hospital. Wait, I heard you were unconscious in hospital. That might have been a typo. Actually, it might be a typo there. It's in the hospital. I don't think you would pronounce it as in hospital, or could pronounce it. I don't think, unless it's like a British pronunciation. Not sure. I don't know. But I think you say in hospice, right? But you could say in hospital too. I don't know. But anyway. Yes, well, change your plan. Someone asked me for a little favor, you see. What favor?
Holmesy, you're finally awake!
Oh, Iris. Sorry about that. Slept a little too long, I'm afraid. My lord, may I have your attention for a moment?
What is it?
There's actually something I wish to hand over to the defense. Oh, don't look at me like that. It won't even take 5 minutes. Surely that's not asking too much.
What do you think, Lord Van Zeeks?
Get him out of here. I'm about to have my first win in a while.
We've already spent a great length of time on this trial, by this point.
Exactly. By this point, wasting time would be.
By this point, a mere 5 minutes means nothing. Do as you please.
What?
In that case, the defense is hereby granted 5 minutes.
Hello there! I switched to my old clothes rather quickly, didn't I? Well, hello there. Sorry to keep you waiting, my friends. Mr. Holmes, are you sure you're alright? Man, you just fucking tanked that bullet. I know, right? Of course not. Huh? It's taking all I've got just to stand up. I'm gonna pass out here in a bit. Now, I did ask for 5 minutes, but I'll probably keel over if I take even a single second more than that, to be honest. I can already feel my stitches bursting open. I'm gonna bleed out here any moment. Okay, then we get straight to the point, please.
Honestly, everyone here is so ignorant. I refuse to acknowledge how beautiful your science is, Holmesy.
Well, inventing is more like a hobby. I just make things that will help with my investigations. I'm not really taking the steps to have them recognized by society, so that's my fault. I see. Spoken like a true celebrity. That aside, I'm here to give you this. Ooh, a bag lunch. What's this? It's wrapped in pink cloth. It's a parting gift from Miss Susato. From Susato? From a second! If possible, I would have preferred not to give this to you. That was Miss Susato's request, after all. What? What do you mean? Miss Susato had foreseen this. She knew that the true murderer would fight with tooth and nail to escape from his crime. And as such, your attempts at a fair fight would place you in a tight spot. I was told to give you this at the 11th hour. That was her message. Susato's parting gift. It's a gun! Use it to shoot fucking Rupert in the face. That's right, it's all come full circle. Naruto started this game with a gun, and he's ended this game with a gun. Die, Rupert! Holy shit! Naruhodō's got a gun! I wonder what's inside. This is... What is it? Oh, it's the cat door opener!
Look, I made this.
Oh! What am I supposed to do with this? I've got to find Mr. Kitty. He's here in this building somewhere, right? Hello, Mr. Kitty. Hello, I know you're funny. I know.
Here, take a look at this. It's my new invention.
What is it?
I call it the cat flat maker.
Actually, I just realized, does that mean the T's not gonna play in anything, even though we had a graphic for that little thermos he was carrying? Is that really not gonna play in anything? Maybe in DGS 2, the T will be the thing that solves the whole case. Or something. I really thought that was gonna end up playing something, because we keep bringing it up, and the, Expector Gramps kept drinking it all posh-like, and I guess not.
My invention that creates instant doors for little kitties. Why did Susie want to bring this up now?
Mrs. Stowe said something to me after that, actually. She said that she was a failure of a legal assistant. Huh? I remember. Yeah. Why'd she say that? Sisto, I really do think you're the world's best legal assistant.
I could never hope to hear higher praise than that. But I'm sure I'm a failure of a legal assistant.
Mr. Holmes, why would she say that? That night, when you left the shop in pursuit of those robbers, Miss Susto used this to carry out a certain plan of hers. That's your answer, Master Naruhodō. What does that even mean? Susto used this on the night of the crime?
Huh. She use it on... Oh! Wait, are we saying the flap wasn't on the door until Susto used... No. No, that would make sense. That would make sense. So you used it on the door and then, right? I mean, well, maybe. No, maybe saying after he left, then she created a flap on the door to look in the room or something. Wasn't there a handle on that thing? I don't know. Ah! That was fucking delicious. That makes 5 minutes. We're out of time, and I'm all out of glasses. That means you guys better finish this shit. Actually, it's like he's got a nice little tray just chock full of glasses for every one of these trials. I do appreciate your time, dear Reaper. I've no need for your appreciation, detective. But it matters not. You're already far too late. Oh, now what makes you say that? The jury's opinion is unanimous. A closing argument is possible, but I'm sure changing their mind at this point is not. I wonder about that. Master Naruhodō? Sir! It all falls to you now. What will you do in the face of this crisis? It falls onto me now. One misstep here, the trial's over. Maybe that's why the two Tin Pillar brothers didn't know about the flap? They kept saying they didn't see the flap there. Maybe because the door, the little hole in the door, maybe that was the case. But then how did Rupert know about it? That she had set that up? Did she like run into the room and then put it up there? I think that is it. I actually think there wasn't a flap on the door initially. Can we actually see it in these photos actually? Oh, you can't because the curtain's covering it. But I think that's the case. I think this thing, which by the way, I probably shouldn't look at. So it's got little blades. From the front, it looks like a little face on there. Ah! Oh! Wow, these blades look really sharp.
Right? They made a very special alloy out of them just for this thing. They rotate 10 times per second and then cut through any door in an instant.
By the way, what are these two things on the top here?
Oh, these just... They install...
Oh, there's a typo right there.
They install hinges into the cutout so the cat flap can swing open both ways.
Hinges.
Apparently these high power parts, no matter the door, they'll cut right through it.
Well, the machine's purpose is pretty cute. But the way it does its job, it's more a destructive weapon than just a device.
I'd make a deal with the devil himself if it means pleasing my cute little Wagga High.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is what they're saying. I guess my question then would be, how did Rupert know that she had done that? That she went over there? Because that had to be after he left. Like, ran out the back. And then she went and found the door locked, wanted to know what was going on inside, so she used that device that Iris had made, used it to create a flap on the door, meaning that he couldn't have shot him through a flap in the door, or looked in through the flap of the door, because the flap didn't exist at that point. That's what I think they're saying. But I just want to know if he knew that the flap was there. Maybe did we bring it up in the trial and he just took that, like, oh, okay, there was a flap there. Maybe he saw her do it before he, like, left or something. I think it's what Susto meant, though. I think she realized that because she did that, she ended up making it harder for the investigation, right? Because now it made it viable that he could have seen that it's going to come in to help. It's going to probably make things harder for us, right? Because she made that flap on the door. I see.
My lord, the defense wishes to...
Begin closing argument. Cross-examine the witness. Wait and see what happens. Can I cross-examine the witness at this point? I think I have to begin the closing argument.
Now that we've come this far, all I can do is try to persuade the jury. What are you doing, Master Naruhodō? Huh? Are you just going to let Miss Susto's heartfelt action go to waste? Along with the final piece of evidence she left for you?
I thought if I tried to cross-examine, it'd be like, you can't do that.
The final piece of evidence. This is the time for you to dawdle. You need to turn their testimony once more. But demand new testimony would now would be...
I don't think that'll happen. Remember the situation we're in right now.
Oh.
If the defense does not supply an answer, we will proceed to the verdict.
Oh, we haven't finished the... Oh. The semantics of it. Okay. We did something similar before, right? Where we're like, oh, we hadn't actually ended the closing argument. Now we're saying, because we said, I'm going to interrupt this cross-examination, right? But we didn't actually officially close it yet. That's what he's saying. Okay.
Please wait, my lord. If the defense wishes to, I want to cross-examine the witness.
Yeah.
The jurors have already arrived at a verdict. You cannot ask for a new cross-examination. I'm not asking for a new cross-examination. We were in the middle of one already.
What's this? Naughty the fuck?
How forgetful you are, dear Reaper.
My lord! I'm requesting temporarily suspend this cross-examination! He was the one that did that. Ah, ha, ha! Nice setup there, Holmes. Oh, that's clever. You clever boy.
Very well, the court will temporarily suspend this cross-examination. Do you object, defense?
No, my lord. I have no objections.
In other words, nobody else has any say in the matter right now. If Ryo says he wants to continue this cross-examination,
The court has no choice but to resume said cross-examination.
Oh, ridiculous! It's outrageous. It's outrageous, egregious, preposterous.
Is the court's view on the matter? The defense's request is certainly justified. However, when a trial is continued for this long, it is the court that decides the timing of the ruling. For that reason, I will give the defense a single chance. You may present a single piece of evidence. I guess a single statement contained in the witness's current testimony.
A single piece of evidence. That's all I need.
One-armed Kamehameha, here I come.
Should you make no progress, the court is prepared to announce its verdict. Do you have any objections?
As you wish, my lord. Sir. A single piece of evidence against a single statement. That is more than enough. Now then, Master Naruhodō, it's about time for me to keel over. The rest is up to you. But Mr. Holmes!
Ah, dead.
Holmes died that day.
SE ain't showing up in DGS too, bitch. Dead.
Such a high fever, and yet he still stood there as if he were healthy as ever. I can't tell if it's his fortitude or his absurdity that is making him so terrifying.
He's most likely resting in peace in the waiting room about now. Glad Mr. Holmes isn't here to hear all this.
Now, defense, are you ready?
I was born ready. Yes, my lord. One piece of evidence to use on one piece of testimony. Irish Mr. Holmes. Woo! Slap my butt cheeks. And Susto too. They all gave me this one last chance. So we'll see how this trial ends.
Defense, resume your cross-examination.
Alright, here we go. Oh, it's heavy music, here we go. Dudes were fighting. And me was shoved aside, I suddenly felt this pain in my arm. Pursued the shopkeeper, appeared in the small peephole in the storeroom door. Alright, I think it's right here. The peephole in the door. Yep. Gotcha, bitch.
What is this strange little contraption?
it's a device that can create an entrance for kitty cats in a snap. Whenever they cut a door, they'll carve out another little door just for them.
It basically creates a second smaller door inside an existing door. It means cats can get in and out without having to wait for a human to open the door for them.
Do you think I'm daft? What kind of idiot couldn't guess that?
Eep!
But a toy like that has no relation whatsoever to a murder trial. You sure about that?
After all, it's not as if there was a cat flap anywhere on that door.
I don't have a cat at home, so I can't quite say I understand.
Then let me word it a little differently. This device can create a peephole in an instant.
What? A peephole?
2 nights ago, we went to the pawnbrokers right after the incident occurred.
Going to report. You were accompanied by Mr. Holmes and your legal assistant, correct?
Precisely. Then, my legal assistant used this at the scene.
What in blazes?
If you remember, there was a peephole in that door. In fact, I actually looked into the storeroom through that peephole myself.
Don't be ridiculous. What are you trying to get at? That peephole was in the door from the very beginning. I witnessed the crime through that peephole after all.
Is that really true?
What? What do you mean by that defense? Oh, we're getting all the what do you means here right at the end, aren't we? There was actually a good portion where we're not getting any of them. And then right at the end, now they're all coming out in full force.
It's time for me to go all out. Here's what I'm trying to get at. Until my legal assistant had created that peephole, there was no way to see into the storeroom through that door.
What? What?
That's absurd. You can't possibly be implying. My legal assistant made the peephole when she used this device.
She tampered with the crime scene despite her status as a legal assistant. Yeah. That is an act of vandalism worthy of a hefty punishment.
My deepest apologies. It most likely happened in a few minutes while I was looking for a police officer. But if that really is the case, Mr. Kroger's earlier testimony contains a glaring contradiction.
A contradiction? Exactly what kind of contradiction?
Oh, come on, man. I know you're old, but come on, keep up. Mr. Kroger's solo decisive eyewitness testimony was all seen through the storeroom door's peephole, according to him.
But...
However, at the time of the murder, there was still no peephole in that door, if we keep that in mind. It was absolutely impossible for you to have witnessed the crime from the outside. That can only mean one thing. Your whole testimony is nothing but lies.
What did you say? Order! 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 What on earth is the meaning of this?
That claim of yours will not suffice. I'm sure even you are aware of that.
Exactly! Do you really think such a childish claim would pass in court?
What part of this seems so childish to you? The fact that somebody made a device capable of creating cat doors, and it seems oddly specific for this instance?
I will say this is slightly silly. I think so far this case has been fucking great. This part is a little silly. Like, it makes sense, but it's more the fact that Iris created it for specifically to make cat doors, which is already just ridiculous. Instead of just cutting out a cat door, she made a device, which I suppose lines up with her personality a bit, but so specific. And then the fact that Susato thought to herself, I'm gonna take this with... I heard a gunshot. Better grab Iris's cat door opener or device and bring it with us. And then also not telling Naruhodō about it? Like, why would she not tell him about it? Because then she'd be admitting to vandalism? But, like, she trusts Naruhodō. Why would she just tell him that? Because then we couldn't have this epic moment. I'm just saying, so, like, a lot of moments in this game have been really great and more grounded in reality than I feel like a lot of the previous Ace Attorney games where things start to get start to get borderline silly. And this is going back into that borderline silly moment to me. Which is kind of a shame because I think this is like the moment, right? The moment of truth. It's a little disappointing, but I still like this case, so it's alright. Simple, are you really saying that toy can just make a door effortlessly?
Yep, it must have power to cover any door in an instant, no matter what it's made of.
What utter rubbish. There's no way it could do something like that. What I'm wondering also is, how did he know? Like, how did he know that door was not there before? Like, right now he's saying he thinks it's utter rubbish, but he has to know it isn't, because that's why he was saying it. Like, oh, this door that wasn't there before is... I'm gonna use that in this testimony.
I thought you might say that.
Huh?
Waka-hi, come here, sweetie. Time for din-dins.
Oh.
Oh, he's got a little bow tie on. I didn't even notice. Aww.
You see?
Oh. Now listen here, you can't just use the Crown Court's doors to make cat flaps. This isn't the only issue, though. There's still more. Was the people really made with that toy or not? You have no way to prove it.
What are you saying? That's easy peasy.
What?
This device always makes cat flaps with the same predetermined dimensions. It should match up perfectly with the people at the scene.
Gah!
That frilly man shut up right up, didn't he?
Nice work, Iris. You're a lifesaver. Perhaps it's time for you to shut right up now, exchange student. Your legal assistant has already returned to your Far Eastern island. Am I wrong? You aren't, no. In that case, your claim is lacking one very important thing. Even if that people's dimensions match up perfectly with that device. When exactly was it made? The prosecution demands evidence.
Oh.
Gah!
What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks?
This is rather simple. Was the people made with that toy before or after the incident? The aforementioned legal assistant has already left, and any proof or testimony or proof along with her. When was that people created at the crime scene? While there is no proof of the answer, your words are simply baseless conjecture.
Wah! He is certainly right. Defense, how do you respond?
You can't turn back now, Ryu! All we can do is carve our own door and force it wide open!
With the cat door opener, you're right.
I'm gonna go carve a door right into Reaper's dumb face.
In all honesty, I'm not confident I can do this, but there's one thing I know for certain. Susato is the greatest legal assistant in the world. She's a god among men.
And ladies, the court requests evidence, defense. Show us proof that the storeroom doors people was created after the crime.
Can we actually see it? I think it's sort of covered by the curtain in these shots, though. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no, you can see. Look, 1:30 a.m. You can see it there. And it's not there. Okay, never mind. It isn't actually, it's only partially just covered. So right here.
This would seem to be from that camera your foolish detective set up. My legal assistant Susato Mikotoba really is extraordinary. That's why, no matter the situation, she was always thinking about the evidence we would need.
And that evidence is this picture.
This was taken when the defendant broke into the pawn shop. Indeed. It captures the moment the heinous defendant mercilessly threatened the defenseless victim. That part's not important. Look at the doors behind them.
Show it to me again, please. This is, my word, the storeroom door. There's no peephole in it.
Ah! Mr. Crogray, at the time, you were unable to view the crime through the peephole, because that peephole was yet to be created. In other words, your testimony is nothing but a storeroom of lies.
Damn you!
Oh, back to standing up again.
Order, order, order! It seems the defense has perfectly proven its claim. And he's dead. This witness has told entirely false that testimony.
Quite so. He has done a splendid job of proving as such. Just as he had done a splendid job of proving his legal assistant's unforgivable sin of forgery. However, that is all there is to it.
What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks?
Even if this man has committed the egregious crime of perjury, we still cannot call him a murderer. Quite right.
What? Seriously? That's still not good enough?
It's true, I was at the crime scene then. And then, I was shot in the arm. That is all. Yes, in fact.
You should consider me a victim. What? Why are you kidding me? Van Zeeks, are you still shoveling this shit? At this point? Come on, man. Even I was turning on my Gundle when I was thinking he was full of shit. It was just the fucking jury couldn't come up with a decision. It wasn't my fault. A victim? Seriously? But right now, there's no evidence that decisively proves that he's a murderer.
But, I think it's already too late for him.
Iris?
After all, once the door has been opened, There's no turning back for anyone, not even Mr. Kitty. Right, Ryu?
Yes.
Holmesy always says that there's one thing. Lies always beat more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Or is that something that I wrote?
No, Iris, you're absolutely right. No. Ah! Mr. Crogray, you've done more than just commit perjury. After all, those lies were impossible from the start.
They were impossible. Just what do you mean?
Within your lies, you've revealed something that you shouldn't have known. Therefore, there is a fundamental contradiction within your words. What? How very amusing, attorney. Let's hear it then. Tell us more about this so-called contradiction. Just like Iris said, see through one lie and their whole story falls apart. Mr. Crogray wasn't supposed to know about a certain something. The great contradiction is caused by this.
The third gun, the peephole, the coat's bloodstains. I think it's the peephole. That's what I was wondering. I was like, how do you know about that?
The important thing here isn't that he told a lie. It's why he was able to tell that lie.
I'm afraid I fail to understand.
In that case, let me ask you just one thing. Mr. Crogray, how did you know? How did you know that the peephole on the door even existed?
Really? That should be obvious. Oh! Oh no.
Whatever is the matter? Why the sudden silence?
That peephole was created after the crime. After I let those two robbers slip away, I returned to the shop.
Oh. No, he didn't realize it at all. He never went to the door, which means he must have come back to examine the shop later or something, and then saw that peephole, and then came to that conclusion.
Scotland Yard arrived almost immediately after, and ever since then, that pawn shop has been under investigation by the police.
Oh.
I believe I'm not mistaken, Inspector Gregson.
No, you are absolutely correct. The pawn shop was stuffed full of those pledges. In order to make it through the mall, we scheduled such that an officer was always present.
So naturally, Mr. Crogray wouldn't have been able to enter the crime scene.
Oh.
Thus, you shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. It should have been absolutely impossible for you to testify about it.
Gah!
However, there's no denying that he testified about it. He said that he witnessed the crime through it.
Just how can that be possible?
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon. May I ask you something, Lord Van Zix?
What do you want, Inspector Gregson?
Did he tell him about it when he was whispering to him?
It's about the time I get my report to the yard. I have nothing else I'm able to testify about, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh.
You have not been given permission to leave the stand, Inspector Gregson.
What?
I'm telling you that you are not to be excused, Inspector. Until this trial is over, you will not step away from the witness stand.
Oh. You done fucked up, Inspector Gregson.
Understood.
Mr. Crogray, you shouldn't have been able to know about that peephole.
I'm glad they're clarifying this. I was like, I wasn't sure if that was just something we were supposed to figure out ourselves, like he just noticed it, her do that before he left.
Which means you must have heard that information from someone else. Attorney, that claim of yours is a very significant, deeper meaning. I'm aware. The defense believes Mr. Crogray was able to claim that he witnessed the scene of the crime because he received information about it from a third party. And if I consider every clue we've been given until now, it could be no one other than...
Who in blazes was this person? Who would have given this witness the information they could use to give false testimony?
Oh my god, Inspector Gregson, man. God damn.
Why?
It was you, Inspector Gregson, wasn't it?
Me?
On what grounds do you make this frivolous claim? In this incident, we've only known the name Rupert Crogray for a few hours. After all, it only came to light during the trial.
There was an hour-long recess while we hastily prepared for another testimony. A bailiff went to the city's telegraph office and summoned this witness.
Before then, there's no way Mr. Kroger could have imagined that he would be brought to the witness stand before us.
Which means that at that point, he shouldn't have.
Right, I think it's safe to assume that he didn't know about the peephole. And then when he took to the stand, he learned that he was accused of being the third intruder. And that's when he was given information about the crime scene, all in order to give self-serving false testimony. Exactly. And at the time, only one person involved with the investigation was available to him. That was Inspector Gregson!
What on earth? Why do you think I would leak information to this man? Besides, I was in the judge's chambers during the whole recess. Quite so. He was briefing me on the events that occurred in the pawn shop.
Ergo, the first time these two met face-to-face was when the trial restarted. It is inconceivable that they could have had a conversation like the stand.
Except it did happen, remember? Ah!
Oh, hey, I just remembered something.
What is it, Iris?
They did have a conversation at the stand earlier. She'd be just fine up there, yeah?
Yeah, I remember. In order to collect McGonagall's music box, an officer went to the crime scene. Oh, right, during that testimony.
There it is.
Something caught my attention. Mr. Corey and Inspector Gregson were talking about something. It was very possible for Inspector Gregson to have been passing information at that time.
Ridiculous! I will not stand for your lies! Why would I, a proud inspector of Scotland Yard, have any reason to do this? There is no need for me to leak important classified information to someone like him!
True, there would be no reason for you to just freely give up information for nothing. But what if you had actually struck some kind of deal? Doesn't that make it a little more sense?
Oh, they did it to get the second disc, which he still had when he left the fucking shop because they don't have it!
A deal, you say? It's simple. Return for information about the peephole. Mr. Correa gave something to the inspector in return.
Oh my god.
Inspector of the Yard made a secret deal with a witness? If that's really true, it would be an inexcusable breach of trust. Well...
You're not gonna be in my next novel, Inspector Gregson! Actually, you will be, but you'll be the bad guy!
Typical. I suppose you Japanese are predisposed to accusing others of things they didn't do.
What? No, we most definitely are not.
You've tread too far down the path to hell now, Japanese boy. The Reaper will not grant you passage with mere baseless claims. Pay the fare with evidence.
Dude, were you suspicious of it too? That's why you were talking about it earlier.
Evidence. What did this inspector stand to gain from a secret deal? Present proof of this deal that they struck. If Inspector Gregson really made a deal with Krogray, then there's only one thing I can think of that he would ask for in return.
Ryu, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, this is what will finally tie everything together. The disc.
The court orders the defense to present evidence. What evidence shows that what the inspector received in return for the information?
Behold. I mean, I don't actually have the second disc in here, so I'm just gonna present this one. Hopefully that's good enough. Yeah.
Inspector Gregson, you're pursuing another important incident alongside this one, aren't you?
What's with this all of a sudden?
Let's talk about this secret pursuit a bit more. Would it be related to the incident that this newspaper is reporting? Classified information from the British Empire's telegrams have been leaked to the enemy nations.
Just why do you...
A short while ago, the music box that McGonagall had pledged 2 months ago was discovered. It's a rather unique music box, made to play 2 discs at once. And it is possible that the secret information has been engraved on these 2 discs. So, in order to obtain the second disc in the absolute secrecy, you made a deal with Mr. Krogray and exchanged information on this case for the disc.
No more! Order! Order! Order!
On the day the crime occurred, You said this when I met you at the pawn shop.
Here we go. This music. Scully and I will be taking calls to McDonald's possessions. Hand it over.
No, you hand it over, Naruhodō. That's mine.
Sorry, little girl. We have to take all of McDonald's belongings as evidence.
The police already knew it at the time, didn't they? McGonagall was connected to that theft of information.
The duty given to me was to covertly retrieve the information stolen from the government's telegrams. It was high profile, top secret government information, so I couldn't let anyone know.
And that is why, when I moved to present this as evidence, you strongly opposed my doing so. You knew that sensitive information was inscribed on this disc.
No, well, I didn't have any concrete proof, but I had at least considered the possibility that it held that information. Then, I don't believe it. In order to get that second disc, you gave the witness confidential information about the investigation. You aided him in giving false testimony.
The fact that Mr. Kroger knew about the existence of the people can only be explained if they had struck some kind of deal.
You damned filth! Gah!
Higgyari, if we for the moment consider this ridiculous claim to be the truth, that would mean that this second disc currently resides within this courtroom. Wait a moment, this courtroom? How can you be so confident about that? Because Gregson here is an inspector of the yard. Huh?
Lord Van Zeeks.
A genius inspector like him makes calm and calculated decisions, no matter the situation. Do you also believe he would accept a verbal contract as the fruits of a negotiation? There would be no exchange should he not actually receive the item he was bargaining for.
Oh, and that means, you should have it on him this very moment. The second disc is in his possession.
If we search Inspector Gregson, all will become clear.
That's right. After all, the only time they could have made a deal was during JB's testimony. And Toby hasn't left the stand since then.
The defense requests an immediate search of his belongings.
And how do you respond, Inspector? Don't take my fish and chips! Anything but my fish and chips! I've been eating this fish and chips for the past 30 years of my life. I'll never hand it over to anyone. I believe this man's claim to be an insult to Scotland Yard. But, if you'll let me clear up these baseless doubts, then you go ahead and search me.
You just let us? Just really consent to the search? Exchange students, someone like you should understand this. We have no choice but to view this as a challenge against the entirety of Scotland Yard. If per chance no disc is found during the search, the trial will instantly be suspended on the question of your suitability as an attorney. The British government will no doubt issue a formal complaint against your country. A formal complaint? Come on, really?
A lone exchange student blaspheming the name of our unparalleled Scotland Yard. Such an act would be something we could not possibly ignore.
Well, maybe he told him like he hid it somewhere and he just told him where it was.
You're just trying to scare him.
It should go without saying, but that is the resolve you require to make such an indictment.
Bitch, there's a second game, alright? You think I'm going out like this?
Certainly. I can't imagine the inspector would make a deal with only a promise to walk away with. He must have already received the disc from Krogray. But something is seriously bothering me.
Please give us your final answer, defense.
Yes, my lord.
Does the defense wish to formally request that Inspector Gregson's belongings be searched?
Search Gregson, search someone else. I give up. No, search someone else.
Defense requests a body search.
What in blazes?
Cavity search him. Cavity search them all.
Do as you wish. Truly, such obstinacy is characteristic of the Japanese mindset, and soon you shall come to realize the true outcome of your way of thinking.
Understood. I'll neither run nor hide. Very well, then. Bailiff, examine the inspector's belongings at...
Iggyari! No! Ow! Inspector Gregson isn't the one I want searched.
Why did my slam stop there?
What?
Don't be foolish, boy. Isn't it me that you're trying to indict?
Actually, I have my eyes on someone else.
What are you on about? You're spouting nonsense. There's no reason to agree to a senseless search.
Cut it out.
That was me! Me who was mustering up the resolve that you all keep going on about. First we should respect our resolve, and then we should respond in good faith, you dickheads! All of you can fuck right off or I will shoot you in the doodles! That's the British Empire that I know!
Aw, Iris is such a little fucking wingman. A wing lady.
Indeed, your words ring true. The court is willing to respond to the defense's resolve. No, please, my lord, you can't!
Assuming I haven't mistaken anything I've seen to this point, there's only one person who could possibly have the disc right now.
Who does the defense want to body search?
Oh, I see now.
I was trying to think, like, based on the situation, like, I don't really understand who could possibly...
No, when he grabbed this guy, he gave it to him without...
That person is Nemi Timpiller.
What?
You what? Me? You?
Very well, then. Bailiff, restrain that man and perform a thorough search of his person at once. Cabinet search them.
It wasn't me. I don't have anything on me, I swear.
Go deep. Deeper!
I'm going as deep as I can, my lord. Going up to my elbow, I am. Now up to my shoulder. My fist is coming out of his mouth. Oh, God. Oh, my lord, why?
Jesus Christ, man! Fine, got it! He doesn't have it! I have the disc right here, you fucking psychopaths!
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and retract this thing. I think he's dead. Mata! My lord, please, I beg you to stop this. Inspector Gregson. Scotland Yard itself objects to this search.
Higgyardi. Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objection won't stand.
What?
The only people permitted to raise objections in court are the prosecution and the defense.
But, Lord Van Zeeks?
Well, I don't know what higher power you're being held underfoot by. I have no intention of opposing this search.
Bailiff, please begin the search.
No, please! I don't got nothing. Wait, no, your horses. I am the foggiest about this. One, honest. I don't know nothing about no disc. Get away from me! Ah!
Here I come. Here I come with the lube. Ah! Inside the witness's jacket pocket. Why is this here?
Why, that's...
Yet another music box disc, is it?
What? How'd that get in there?
You stupid idiot. That's the second disc left behind by McGundle. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Order in the court! What in the devil is going on?
What's going on? What the heck is going on here? I ain't got the foggiest what this thing is, bro. I swear I've been at button, bro. For the first time, I'm actually telling the truth, bro.
Now hold on just a minute. What does all this mean? That's right, Nemi Tinpiller is the true mastermind behind everything. I knew it. Fucking knew it. Throw him in the slammer. So recall, Inspector Gregson was the one who struck a deal with the witness, no?
I believe so.
Then I don't understand. Why did this man have the disc that the inspector had confiscated?
Usually Inspector Gregson is calm and composed, but just a little while ago, there was something unnatural about him.
What was it? Oh!
That moment was during Mr. Crowgray's cross-examination.
I just grabbed him out of nowhere.
Mr. Crowgray, when you left the shop, was the second disc in your pocket?
Know that your accusations do not faze me.
Die! Kill him!
That moment, Inspector Gregson started violently shaking Nemi.
That's right, Bob. I thought I could wave my neck goodbye. All I could think in that moment was,
Wish I was taller right now. What exactly was going on at that time?
How did I know? He just grabbed me by the collar and started shaking me like it's laundry. Said something like, why didn't you mention the third gun? Something in it. Inspector's ear started screaming right by ear. Yeah, it's still ringing even now, bro.
That moment, Inspector Gregson wasn't the same cool, composed inspector we know. And thinking about it, that was the only time it could have happened. It was the only time Inspector Gregson could have hidden the disc he was carrying.
What did you say? He hid the disc. But I simply don't understand. If the inspector's goal was to retrieve the disc, then why would he hide it in someone else's pocket? This is a court of law. He just submitted it as evidence.
Because he didn't want anyone to find it.
I have a feeling that this wasn't an option for the good inspector.
But why?
Before he claimed he was on a mission.
The duty given to me was to covertly retrieve the information stolen from the government's telegrams. It was high profile, top secret government information, so I couldn't let anyone know. Top secret?
What was stolen was a confidential telegram from the government of the British Empire. It seems submitting it to the court as evidence would have created a major scandal. Is that correct, Inspector Gregson?
I'm working under orders from the government. I'm afraid I cannot answer that question.
In the case of the extremely unlikely event that you will be seized and searched, you hoped for a chance to hide the disc somewhere else.
Oh, then perhaps.
Inspector Gregson pretended to shake Nemi. He did this in order to hide the second disc.
He pretended. What's the meaning of this, Inspector Gregson? And you too, Mr. Crowgray? Do you both confess to taking part in some manner of deal?
Confess? Who? You mean me?
Mr. Crowgray, oh come on, man, just give it up.
Let that Japanese over there think what you will. However, you have no evidence that I'm the one who gave the disc to the inspector.
But you can't provide a reason why you knew about the people at the scene.
I have no obligation to tell you anything.
Huh?
Certainly, I lied in my testimony. I'll admit that much, and I'm prepared for the consequences. But I'll say no more. Murder, government secrets, and a secret deal to boot. It's all the whimsical machinations of this Japanese boy's own imagination. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
What? That's right. That's how you do it, guys. Just deny, deny, deny.
Then, Inspector Gregson, what about you? Do you admit to making a deal with Rupert Crowgray?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as Inspector of the Scotland Yard, I have little else to say. I have been operating under the Honorable Great British Empire in the pursuit of justice. Therefore, as representatives of the fine citizens of our empire, I wish to request that you pass an honorable verdict. Except that Russian guy up there, you're going to jail. Do you think we didn't know who you were? Fucking Tim McGlasky. Thinking I'd blow up the fucking Crystal Tower, you better guess again, Mike. This is quite a difficult situation. It's rare the trial reaches such a standstill just before the end. This time, if there truly is no more evidence to deliberate over, then I must request our 6 jurors pass a final verdict.
Man, it feels like this case is like almost ended like 10 times now. Where I'm like, oh, that's it. This is the moment. Boom, we got him. Oh wait, nope, never mind. That's not it. No, we got it. Now this one's the end. Boom. Nope, guess again. It's not bad. It just keeps like, I'm just like, I can think, oh, this is it. Here we go. And then they're like, nope. I'm just keep denying it. And you're like, fucking hell, come on. The words of one who has devoted his life to protecting his country carry a great weight.
I believe in the inspector. He has the eyes of a faithful servant.
No matter how much I cross my eyes now, I can't see anything stereoscopically anymore. As a professional myself, I want to believe in his words and that my lancet is not stuck inside Sherlock Holmes as he lies unconscious on the sofa in the lobby.
Mr. Crowgray is truly incredible. Oh, if only I could be just like him and be also a murderer.
I do not understand half this trial, and I know none of you, and I don't care. I will see you all in hell. Bye-bye. Rasputin says fuck you. That inspector has eyes I can trust. That is all I know.
This is bad. All 6 jurors? They all trust Inspector Gregson. If they hand out a verdict now,
Then Jane B will be declared guilty, won't she?
we can't present some kind of decisive evidence now, then it's all over. We need evidence to force Krogray to confess to the murder and robbery. Or evidence to force Inspector Gregson to confess to making some kind of deal.
Well then, what does the defense have to say? Do you wish for the jury to hand down their verdict? Or has the defense prepared evidence they wish to submit?
If I ask the jury to hand down their verdict, Gene is all but guaranteed to be declared guilty.
There's only one thing we can do. We've got to hit them with some evidence.
This is the big moment. What I say now will determine everything. Krogray or Inspector Gregson, who should I show my evidence to?
Nah, just leave it to the jury. Oh boy, okay. Okay, I think this might actually be the moment of truth here. Maybe we should play the discs? We got both of them now, right? So maybe I show Gregson the music box. Inspector Gregson.
Inspector Gregson, there's one last piece of evidence I want you to look at.
Me?
If you won't admit to your deal with Krogray, then maybe we'll just have to inspect a certain piece of evidence very thoroughly.
What are you playing at?
This is the home stretch. I need to present something here and now. Something to force the inspector to admit the existence of their deal. What do I present? The music box or the probably the disc?
Yeah.
Is this Mr. McGundle's disc?
Yes! That was a good one. That was a moment like those final moments a lot of times in the Ace Attorney games can be really good, where you really do kind of have to think. You have a choice. Like, for example, the moment with Mount on Guard, where you had a choice too. And I remember feeling real fucking good about that. That's kind of how I feel about this. I'm like, okay, so you got a lot of options here. Pick between the two guys, and then you gotta pick between any of your evidence and how is it gonna push them to do it. And this is where you do it. You say, we're gonna listen to the secret message that you do not want us to listen to. And that is what's gonna be like, oh no, you can't do that. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna fucking do it unless you tell the fucking truth, you dickhead.
Is this Mr. McGundle's disc?
This is the first disc that was sent to the music box. I want to listen to the sound it makes one more time. But this time, I want to insert the newly discovered second disc as well.
You mean this disc?
Hold it! No, you can't! Hold it! I can't allow you to do that!
Why not?
Because you see, it has no bearing on this case at all, I swear!
You're wrong!
How dare you!
Earlier, the defense made the following assertion. The sound that was played from the music box was part of a transmission in Morse code. Morse code is comprised of two sets of sounds. There's a chance that this disc contains the second set of sounds. It's our duty to find out for sure.
But remember, we're dealing with top secret information from the British government. If we happen to make that information public, it will be a tantamount to treason.
It sounds like you better admit the truth then. Admit that you made an illicit deal in hopes of protecting this confidential information.
Why? Well, if you do plan to leak top secret government information here, you'll be making a very powerful enemy. You face the might of the British government.
Bitch, you think I give a fuck? I'll face him head on.
I'll cut him down with a Stogie blade. A Stogie sword has been thirsty for your blood. It hasn't been quenched yet. Let's wait all game for this moment.
You, being an inspector, knowingly leaked secret information to the witness. You even resorted to lies in order to carry out your mission. Why should I have to pull any punches?
Are you mad?
I'm fucking crazy. I'm prepared to make any enemies I have to in order to protect my client.
Oh, snap. Fucking awesome, Naruhodō, you fucking badass. You absolute mad lad. Fucking love this guy.
My lord, I have a request. Please let's listen to the music box right away.
Oh, Lord Bensix, I'm begging you. You've got to stop this madness.
Niggiati.
No!
Talk to the leg, Inspector. I thought you would understand my way of doing things by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no mere pawn of the police force.
What?
So long as I stand here, I will stop at nothing in order to find the truth.
Confound it!
I can sympathize with each of your positions. Now, with respect to the defense's request, we shall once again listen to the sound generated by this music box. What in the world will happen when we insert both discs and play them simultaneously? Oh boy.
Whoa! There's no doubt anymore! It's Morse code!
Hold it! Okay, fine, I get it. It's all true, but please, turn it off! Oh, bollocks. Well, I'm in a right pickle here, aren't I?
Inspector Gregson, let's make this absolutely clear. You made a deal with this witness, yes?
In exchange for this disc, you gave him information on the crime scene. Specifically, you told him about the people in the storeroom door. I deny nothing.
Oh! Hey, hold on. What do you think you're doing?
All that Japanese boy's assertions, they're all correct. When that trial resumed, this man stood next to me at the witness stand. Then he turned to me and offered me a deal.
Shut up! Shut up!
Pardon me, sir. You must be the inspector I met at the pawn shop, are you not? You see, I am currently in possession of that which you seek. What do you say? Are you willing to make a deal? If you refuse, this information may end up being revealed to the world.
No matter the cost, I couldn't bear to let that stolen information be leaked. Thus, I agreed to his deal and gave him the information he needed. I revealed to him the existence of the peephole and the blood on the coat.
This witness tried to falsify testimony, all to frame my client for the crime.
What I do have to kind of wonder, though, is how did he know that that was significant to him, you know? How did he know that the people wasn't there previously? Because, right, I think even after examining the crime scene, you wouldn't have probably known that that people wasn't there initially, so how would he know to tell Rupert that, oh yeah, by the way, there's now a peephole there when there wasn't one, right? Or did he just give him a bunch of random details and hope that one of them hit the mark? I think that's a little slightly flimsy there. I don't know. Unless one of you guys can explain that, why that makes sense to me. I don't really see that sort of right? I mean, right? I just can't imagine like he knew about that device that Susato had, or that Iris had, when we didn't bring it up at all or show it to anybody. So it's not like he could have been like, oh yeah, that was definitely the peephole made from Iris's invention. I think he would have seen it and just assumed, oh yeah, it was just a regular peephole. Maybe he said, we looked through the peephole of the door and something else. Then he was like, a peephole? I don't remember there being a peephole there. Oh, here's my thing. I don't know.
This witness tried to falsify testimony, all to frame my client for the crime. Inspector Gregson, you knew this, yet you still told him about the peephole.
Indeed, I did. Who knew that peephole was made after the crime? Even as the lead inspector for this case, I had no idea.
What do you have to say for yourself, Rupert Crogray?
Okay, so he didn't. Let me read that again. Maybe that was it. Given the information, I gave him the information he needed. Revealed to him the existence of the people on the blood coast. So maybe he just threw out like a bunch of different bits of evidence and like for things that he might find useful. Maybe that's how it worked. It still seems a bit like a little bit of a crapshoot. Like,
What about this thing?
no, that's not good enough for me.
Well, we got to, let's see, there was a peephole in the door. No,
A peephole? What a peephole?
But the kite is lying, isn't it?
I don't know. I guess it's not possible. They sort of make it work, I guess.
What do you say for yourself, Rupert Crogray? There's nothing left for you to hide behind. You made a deal with Inspector Gregson to escape punishment for your crimes. This can lead us only to one conclusion. You, Rupert Crogray, the third intruder at the crime scene. You are the murderer! You killed Hatch!
Ah! Screw this! Burn in hell, traitor!
Oh my god! Oh shit! Jesus Christ, he just snapped his neck?
Bailiff, hurry, restrain that man! Quickly now!
Fuck me! Whoa!
And that's it. It's all over.